So we all know the Dallas Mavericks gave up Luka Doncic in one of the most controversial, if not the worst NBA trade of all time. Luka Doncic is a top 3 player in the league, and they just gave him up. But you know who else they gave up? They gave up this guy named Quentin Grimes, who has been balling out for the 76ers, which I'm sure everyone here knows about, right? Like, I'm assuming that if you're watching NBA content at whenever I upload this video and you clicked on my random channel, you know about the NBA and you know about Quentin Grimes. It just happens to correlate and go 2 and 2 together. But who is Quentin Grimes? Today I want to tell you about Quentin Grimes' journey to the NBA. I want to break down his game, really just talk about how he's impacting the 76ers positively. And yeah, that's about it. Like to see sub, don't, that's fine. Let's just get into it. So Quentin Grimes was actually a phenomenal high school recruit. He was a 5-star, near perfect prospect, number 1 player in Texas, number 13 player nationally, number 2 combo guard in the country, and he originally committed to the Kansas Jayhawks. The reason why I say originally is because he would end up transferring to the University of Houston. We will get into that in a second. He was a 6'5", 200-pound shooting guard from the College Park High School in the Woodlands of Texas in the class of 2018. As I said, he committed to Kansas, so he was already off to a very hot start. He was a very, very good recruit. He had offers from basically everybody. He was a McDonald's All-American. He was everything that you could be as a high school recruit, and picking Kansas only made the most sense because Kansas was and still is one of the most prestigious college basketball programs there is in the world. Now, I did bring up that he would end up transferring to Houston, which was an interesting decision, but during his junior year, he was really a phenomenal player. Things just didn't really work out in Kansas, I guess. He didn't really shoot the 3 efficiently, which is what he's known for now. He only shot 38.5% from the field. Nothing really felt like it was clicking naturally for Quentin Grimes in Kansas, so he decides to hit the portal and head to Houston. We're in his junior year, which is the one year that I really want to highlight. He would average 18 points. He would average 2 assists, 1.5 steals, 5.5 rebounds. He'd average a stellar 40% from the 3, along with a 40% field goal percentage, because I mean, most of his shots were 3-pointers. He was shooting 8.5 threes a game at this junior season in Houston, which was amazing. Plenty of awards as well. He was an all-region player, a 2020-2021 American Athletic Conference Player of the Year, 2020-2021 All-American Conference. He was an all-conference tournament as well, tournament MVP. Quentin Grimes really put a bow on his career with the Houston Cougars when his time came, which was 100% the correct decision. Now, as we know, what I like to do is get into their NBA draft profiles, and I will say that Quentin Grimes has one of the most interesting player comparisons I think that I've seen yet, and it's just so wrong, but maybe at the time it made sense. Quentin Grimes had some very good scores on the NBA Draft.net player grading scale: 8 in the jump shot, 8 in NBA ready, 8 in defense, 8 in strength, 8 in intangibles. Basically, you want to talk about a 3-and-D threat, that was Quentin Grimes, okay? He had the size to be a 3-and-D corner shooter. He shot 40% from the 3. Houston was 29-1 in games that he had multiple 3-point shots in. He was a phenomenal shooter and could really impact an NBA team in more of a role player way. And he also was a decent passer. I mean, 5.7 assists as just a 3-and-D guy was a very impressive feat at Houston. His weaknesses, though, however, was that he wasn't a shot creator and he really struggled to create his own offense. Though an adequate athlete, he lacked quickness and struggled to separate because of poor ball handling. He struggled to go left. He became passive if the shot wasn't falling. He really struggled to convert near the rim, and he shot just 41% from inside the arc as a junior and 46% from his career, basically meaning that he was kind of inefficient from 2-point range, which is something that you don't want to see when you're an NBA player. As I said, Quentin Grimes had a very interesting player comparison, and that's because he was compared to Josh Hart, which I understand that when Josh Hart was coming out of college and he was on those first years with the Lakers and even some of his time with the Pelicans, you really think of Josh Hart as kind of just 3-and-D, but now he's so much more than 3-and-D. I mean, Josh Hart's creating triple doubles. He's getting constant double doubles. He's the best rebounding guard / forward, I think, that's under 6'6" in the league by far. He's shooting a decent amount from 3-point and pretty efficiently, and he's way more efficient inside the arc than Quentin Grimes. He's also just way better than Quentin Grimes. I think any NBA team would pick Josh Hart over Quentin Grimes. It turned out to be a very bad comparison, this did, but in perspective of what Josh Hart was considered during the time of this comparison, I guess it's okay. It wasn't crazy though. I don't know. Quentin Grimes was drafted with the 25th overall pick in the first round by the LA Clippers, but would never play for the LA Clippers as he was traded to the New York Knicks basically immediately after. Quentin Grimes had a very slow start to his NBA career. I mean, his rookie season wasn't even that bad. He shot 38% from 3 and averaged 6 points. It is what it is. Of course, the picture will be up on the screen. You guys can look through his stats while I yap. His second season, very good. 30 minutes for the Knicks, 11 points, 38.5% from 3. Very good, very efficient. Kind of took a step back the next year minutes wise, so his numbers dropped. He was then traded to Detroit, which was a very interesting move for the Detroit Pistons, but it made sense for Quentin Grimes, who just was barely cracking the Knicks rotation. I don't know why they knocked him out. He's a cool 3-and-D guy, but the D has really left his game. I feel like it's not as dynamic as I thought it would be. And I mean, he played 6 games in Detroit, but it just really didn't work out. And then he ended up going to Dallas, where kind of started flourishing. I mean, he'd averaged 10 points and 4 rebounds on 40% from the field. Well, not 40% from the field, 40% from 3. And then he'd make his way to Philly, which we are current day, in which he is now averaging 21.8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and shooting 40% from the 3 and 50% from the field. He's played in 22 games, started 19 of them. He's done an amazing job. Quentin Grimes has completely changed the narrative of his NBA career in one season, half a season. I'd say one season. He was doing fine in Dallas. I don't know why my camera keeps going out of focus. It's low-key annoying me. But Quentin Grimes completely flipped his career over. I don't know what he's going to get paid this offseason. It's going to be interesting. No team should pay him like a #1 option, right? Because he's just not a #1 option. But at the end of the day, he's playing like a #1 option because he's getting the opportunity to, and he's making the most of it. And he's going to get paid like probably $15 million. Why is my camera not focusing? $15 million, which will be super, super beneficial for him. Now, as usual, I do have Quentin Grimes game film pulled up. We're going to go ahead and review this a little bit. First, we're going to start things off with a quick catch and shoot 3 in Houston. As you can see, super fast release, super good catch and shoot form, and very good shooting form. It's what he does. He's a 3-and-D shooter at heart. It's his main archetype, main build. I know one of the cons of his NBA draft profile was his ability to create his own shot. Well, here he gets a screen from Ricky Council. He gets to switch on. I want to say this is Justin Holiday. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he attacks Justin Holiday on the left-hand side. He gets to the elbow right here, and he's going to hit a little step back midi. It's very smooth. A little bit of a push off, but it is what it is. Even a double team with Tari Easton coming in there with a right hand. Great shot making ability, great shot creation ability. Quentin Grimes really showing off that he has expanded his game into new levels, and he can be that guy for an NBA team if it comes down to it. And then finally, I want to get into this play right here against Fred VanVleet. Just again, creating his own shot, but this time finishing inside and right at the rim. Blows by Fred, and all of a sudden, I mean, this is really like a 3v1 right here. Brooks is going to try to snatch the ball away. Tari Easton's in the paint, one of the best defenders in the NBA. Goes under Tari Easton with Fred VanVleet behind him. It is a beautiful play. I don't know how he kept his dribble there. Great layup. Quentin Grimes is excelling to new heights. But if you did enjoy today, I appreciate you guys for watching. Like and sub for more content, even though it comes at you every single day on one of my channels. I don't know which ones, but it comes at you. Appreciate y'all, and yeah, let's go.